You know, OnePlus is acting crazy. They're coming up with phones that deliver serious performance, solid engineering, and pricing that feels reasonable. But does the latest OnePlus 15R fit that pattern? It's the first phone to be powered by the newest Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, and so it's uncomfortably close to last year's flagship experience at half the price. That's right. So the questions are, is the price justified? Is it really that big of a performance monster? Are the cameras good? And are there any cutbacks, if any? Look, I've been using the OnePlus 15R for about 1 week now, and here are my first impressions. Firstly guys, let's quickly breeze through the specs. It's got the fastest processor, the fastest RAM, and the fastest internal storage in any smartphone under 50,000 rupees. A 7400 mAh super-sized battery, it's massive. A really large 6.83-inch AMOLED display which is incredibly smooth and goes up to 165 Hz when gaming. It's about 8.3mm thick, weighs in at 219 grams. It's got 2 cameras at the back, 50MP main and an 8MP ultra-wide, and a 32MP selfie camera with autofocus. Available in 3 colors starting at 256 gigs with standard high-speed 12 gigs of RAM. And all of it under 50,000 rupees. So it definitely packs some serious performance and even durability-wise. Again, on paper, very durable. Aluminum frame, Gorilla Glass 7 eye protection for the display, up to IP69K resistant to water and dust, and at the back it's got fiberglass, which is what you had on the flagship OnePlus 15. In fact, that fiberglass is considered stronger than the Gorilla Glass Victus standard, but again, we've got to wait for a few weeks or months to testify on that. Though I do think they should have gone for at least Gorilla Glass Victus on the front display, and that's definitely one cutback that the 15R has. Though I do have to say that the 15R is a bit on the bulkier side. I mean, come on, it does have a 7400 mAh massive battery, so it's a bit chunkier and wider than what you might be used to. But then on the plus side, you do kind of get a 2-day battery life on this phone, which is pretty cool. The back has this nice satin matte finish, 100% fingerprint free, which is great, and trust me, very, very premium feel. It's also got a plus key on the side, so it can be configured to do a few things that you might be doing regularly, and you can set it to whatever you like. It's also got a built-in IR remote, so you can pretty much control, all your appliances without a remote, just with this phone. Other than that, you get a dual nano SIM tray right here, USB 2.0 port, and a very minimal camera housing over here, a lot like the OnePlus 15 had, including the fact that 15R has now gone ultrasonic with its fingerprint reader. And speaking of OnePlus 15, the 15R has pretty much the same flagship display. It's 6.83 inches, that's massive. So if you're thinking of getting it for, watching movies or TV shows or even just for mindless doom scrolling, go for it. I mean, it's definitely a treat to watch content on this, and then that never-ending battery doesn't give up on you. The phone does get very comfortably bright outdoors. It's easy to view, no issues at all. Now, the refresh rate. So usually, like other phones, it goes up to 120 Hz, but for specific games, it is capable of producing 165 FPS. And trust me when I say this, you can realistically feel the tad bit of smoothness in the gameplay. Now, to power that kind of gameplay, the 15R actually uses quite a few things that are crammed inside the phone. Actually, 4 things. First, obviously the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 chip, which by the way, OnePlus has tuned along with Qualcomm specifically for the 15R. Second, hyper-fast RAM and internal storage, typically the kind you only see in ultra high-end flagships. And by the way, this phone gets you benchmark results that blow out every other phone out of the water. It's easily the highest performing phone you can get under 50,000. Third, it's got a dedicated chip for super reliable Wi-Fi and a dedicated chip for great touch response. And lastly, the cooling on this is structured from front to back. So you've got an aerogel screen cooler, you've got a vapor chamber, and you've got a graphite back cover. And so, all of this is really supposed to keep the phone functioning at blazing speeds, be it for everyday use or switching apps or just, flipping between them, or even if it's just for gaming for long duration. Of course, we'll be testing all of this out before our full review. So you know what I'm going to say. Subscribe. Now guys, before we get into software, a very quick run through the cameras. It's a pretty minimal set. You get 50MP main camera, 8MP ultra-wide, and a 32MP autofocus selfie camera. And there's definitely no shying away from it, but they did remove the telephoto lens, and that's definitely a cutback on the 15R. Now guys, of course, we'll be testing the camera in a lot more detail and bring every ounce of it to you, but here are some very quick samples I shot. Also some portraits that I shot to check detection and color accuracy early on. There's also a 2x zoom option, which is nothing more than just a crop onto the main sensor. And here are some samples of that. And also, I took some walk-around selfies while I was in Bangalore for the launch event. They came out quite clear, thanks to the lesser AQI levels here. Overall, I do think the camera set could have used a telephoto lens. Personally, I do use telephoto more than I use ultrawide, so I'm definitely going to miss it. But if you don't use telephoto lens, it doesn't matter to you. But guys, I promise, I'm going to be taking more photos, do a more thorough test in different lighting situations like low light, harsh sunlight, and I'm going to put it all for you. So you keep making me say it, but subscribe for that. Lastly, guys, and real quick, it's got the latest OxygenOS 16. It came out with the OnePlus 15 last month, and now onto this. It's feature-packed. In fact, I've done a whole video explaining all the new features of OxygenOS 16. You can catch it right here. But honestly, guys, there's just so much personalization possible now, so many lock screen effects that you can play around with, and even the home screen app icons and widgets can be customized to be really effective. There's also Mindspace, which automatically stores and understands and organizes your screenshots in a way that you can then use Google Gemini to make sense out of it. So if I've got a lot of shoes that I've been looking at, I could literally ask Gemini to put them together in a table format for me to pick my favorite. Or I can ask Gemini to suggest me some more shoes basis the shoes I've already looked at. And undoubtedly, without any hesitation, I can confidently say that OxygenOS 16, just like OxygenOS 15 last year, is the smoothest Android UI that you can get. It's really snappy. I love using it. Try to change my mind about it. Comment. Alright guys, now let's talk about pricing. Okay, the 15R for the 256GB variant, it starts at 47,999, but they do have a 3,000 rupees cashback that brings it down effectively to 44,999. And the 512GB variant goes for 49,999, including that cashback. Now guys, generally, the R series phones from OnePlus, they launch about 40 to 42,000, right? But in general, all smartphones are getting expensive because of, global price hikes, not only in the Snapdragon chip that's on this phone, but also on RAM. And so it's not just on the 15R. You pick any of the recent launches or the ones that are actually going to happen very soon, like we'll see in Jan, you'll notice that the price hike is across all categories. I'm not trying to justify the price hike on the 15R in specific, but just letting you know that it's happening in general. Last year, the OnePlus 13R was my pick of the year. I said this multiple times, even on my Instagram. And so far, I think even the 15R has a fabulous performance to price ratio. No phone comes even close to it right now. But I definitely need, more time to really dig into the long-lasting performance, the battery backup, and especially the cameras on 15R. So yeah, all of it. I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to bring you a more detailed analysis of this phone to you guys. But meanwhile, if you guys have any specific questions, anything that you want me to touch upon for the final review, please drop them in the comment section. I'll definitely be considering that. And if you did enjoy watching the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. Hit that bell notification icon and mark all. Really helps the channel grow. I'll see you guys in the next one.